seconds left. Well, the Pacers battled back. They were down by 17 twice. They got to within 4, but the Lakers answered.
Well, remember in the fourth period, McKee had a 3 that would have made it a 3-point game. And there's some of the spectacular ability they show on Jonathan Bender coming out of high school. Now, he's a guy that down the road is going to be a terrific player, but not ready yet to help this team.
And what high school is he from? Picayune High School in Mississippi. Bryant dribbles and waits for the buzzer. There it is. The Lakers take game 1. 104-87. And when we come back to the Staples Center, Ahmad Rashad will speak with Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA playoffs on NBC. The headline of this game in big bold letters, Shaquille O'Neal. Here he is with Ahmad.
All right, thanks, Bob. Shaq, 43-19. I guess we must say the diesel was in effect this evening.
I was just trying to get deep position and take the high percentage shot like I've been doing all year. And when they doubled, I kicked it out to my teammates. My teammates shot the ball very well. You know, we knew that this was going to be a difficult game. You know, we had a couple lapses, but we were able to get our focus back and win the game. Now we realized game 2 is going to be a difficult game, and we have to be extra ready.
In the first half, the triangle was working very well. Third quarter, sort of a lull. What happened then?
I think in the first half we were really focused. Then once we got our lead, we got kind of lackadaisical. But after a timeout and Phil Jackson drilled us, we got our focus back.
Did you feel like in the fourth quarter you had to take over? Because that's when you did.
I mean, you know, my teammates was getting me the ball in a good position, and you know, I was just taking the high percentage shots.
One of the things that's helped you guys, I guess, is the rhythm. You've been playing every couple of days. But what about the fatigue factor?
I don't think we're going to get tired. You know, Phil Jackson does a great job of getting us prepared, and it's like the time to get tired. So, you know, we got one. Now we just, you know, have to try to get 3 more.
All right, congratulations on a great game, Shaq. All right, let's go back to you, Bob.
All right, Ahmad, with Shaquille O'Neal running wild, the Lakers outscored the Pacers in the paint 64-34, almost doubled them up in that department. Kobe Bryant had 14, Ron Harper had 12. Mark Jackson had a good game for the Pacers, 18 with 7 assists. And the final, 104-87 in Game 1. Join us Friday night at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific for Game 2 of the finals, right here from the Staples Center. Tonight, after your late local news, The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. And for those of you who'd like to continue with more coverage of the finals, we have a post-game special coming up immediately on CNBC. For Doug Collins, Ahmad Rashad, and Jim Gray, I'm Bob Costas. You've been watching the NBA Finals on NBC.
CNBC post-game report. We are shoulder to shoulder with basketball wisdom here. Isaiah Thomas, Steve Snapper Jones, and Bill Walton.
It's called elbow to elbow here.
Exactly.
A lot of distance between me and Big Red because he's a little loose already.
Yeah, we may have to change our strategy, our seating arrangements for our next show. We'll see how you two behave. And also Peter Vesey joins us. He's down on the court patrolling both of the locker rooms, and we'll check in with him. But first, let's get a post-game reaction from the Lakers, beginning with Kobe Bryant. A moment ago, we spoke with Jim Gray.
Kobe Bryant, your first finals game. How about that performance by Shaquille O'Neal?
Shaquille played great. You know, the middle was open. He had a chance to breathe a little bit after that Portland series, and he had an excellent game.
Were you surprised? It appeared to be so easy, the position that he got. Is it just simply a case where they don't have big enough people to do what Portland did? Or not quick enough?
Well, I think Portland had a combination of speed, quickness, and size. And they were able to bother Shaq a little bit and bang on him a little bit. And this series just had a little bit more breathing room. You know, he's getting beat up as usual, but you know, it wasn't as worse or as bad as it was in the Portland series.
Kobe, how concerned were you? They were up by 17 twice. They cut it down one time, and then the second time they got it down to 71-69. Was there a little heartbeat irregularity there for a moment?
Nah, actually it made the game a little more interesting. You know, it got a little bit funner.
So you weren't concerned?
No.
Kobe, what do you think of Reggie Miller's performance? He was 1 for 16 tonight. Obviously, a lot of their offense goes through Reggie Miller, and they look at him as a catalyst. You surprised at what he did tonight?
A little bit, yeah. But he'll be ready to play next game. He's not going to have 2 bad shooting performances in a row.
What adjustments do you think they can make? Do they have the personnel to really compete and beat you guys in a 7-game series?
Well, they have the personnel to give us a tough matchup. They're going to play a lot better. You know, this is their first playoff game, first finals game. So, you know, the second game, they'll be a little bit more poised, settle in a little bit, and come out and play.
Your first finals game, was it what you expected?
Yeah, it was cool. It was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to the next one.
All right, Kobe, thank you for your time. Good luck in game 2. All right, Hannah, back upstairs to you.